Welcome back to the channel, guys. Again, my name is G. Welcome back to Life Brings Us. And again, I'm working on the Camaro, and I'm gonna be changing the gauge cluster from this one right here, which I know is kind of dark to see, but pretty much it's just all black, white lettering, and then since this Camaro has like a blue hue to it, I'm gonna change that one over to a different gauge overlay, but I'm not gonna show it until it's done.
It was you.
So let me go ahead and get it started. I already went and started the car for pretty much, I just drove it for 10 minutes, took a picture of the gauge where the needles are at because I got to take those off. And then once I put everything back on, run the car again for another 10 minutes, put the needles back in to the spots from the picture, and then that'll be it. Let me go ahead and get this started. All right, so taking out the little plastic shroud is a lot trickier than they show in the videos. But I managed to get it off. So now I'm gonna take off the bolts for the cluster and then just pull it out. Where it currently sits is like this. And again, there we go. Give you guys some light. All right, so I gotta take that bolt off there, that one there. And I think it's just those two, and then it pops straight out. So yeah, just taking that plastic piece was a pain because I had to get it around the steering column. But all right, let me go ahead and get those two out and then finish. So yeah, that was a pain in the ass. I do highly recommend taking out the tilt steering piece. So all it does is screw in. You can see that right there. You can see it has its threads on it. So definitely unscrew this. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to pull the damn thing out. It's there on the floor. So there you got the space. Obviously this has been done in other videos as well, but yeah, I definitely recommend taking this piece out, and all it does is screw in there. So once you take this piece out, and it made it so much easier for it to come out because this piece kept on grabbing on to the plastic. All right, let me go ahead and keep working on the cluster. I am going to change the LEDs as well, and as you know, on the back of the cluster you just change the, some of these back here. I also have to change out the turn signals as well because the new overlay does not have the green filter. So they gave me green LEDs for the turn signals. And then I'm gonna change the 5 bulbs to blue and not change high beam, obviously, because that's already bright as hell. But yeah, after that, it's gonna be pretty much easy because all I gotta do is pull off the black, which is just like it's glued on, but it really just peels right off, and you put the new one on. And all done. All right, I'll work on that next. All right, guys, so it's the next morning. We had to leave last night, so I had to stop and then pick it up this morning. So I figured I'd go ahead and run the car for at least 10 minutes. This way I can go ahead and put the needles back on. So right now it's been 11 minutes right now, the car's been running. So I can go ahead and just put the needles back on, put in the rest of the glass for the cluster, just put everything back together. While in the meantime, so I'm gonna go ahead and show what I also got fixed. This gauge right here. So this is the Aeroforce gauge. If you guys don't know about it right now, let me take the flash off. And right now it shows how much gas I have left, 3.1 gallons. The transmission temperature is 91 degrees. This is my battery running right there, how many miles per gallon I get. How much horsepower is running. I put the fuel back on it, and then those are my O2 sensors right there on the left bank and the right bank. With this gauge, you can go ahead and set up for up to 8 parameters, and then for 4 pages, and then you can have it cycle through each of the 4 pages, so you get 2 parameters per page. You can also, with the Aeroforce gauge, get another one. You can run 2 of them, and then they do have the splitter, so this way you can run both of them into the OBD2 port, which obviously is down there at the bottom. And then put that on right there at the bottom, and then you can go ahead and read it. So love this gauge. I had gotten it repaired because it was sitting in the sun, and the sun just messed with the LCD display. pretty much just stop and go traffic. It's not too bad. So of course with the extra torque converter, you have to have a transmission cooler. So this way keep the transmission temps lower. So with the aftermarket converter, it does make the transmission run hotter. So that's definitely a must if you have a high torque converter, or I should say a high stall. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the needles back on. Once I'm done, I'll button everything together, and then I'll show you how the gauge cluster came out. Alright guys, so it's all done. Now what a pain in the ass it was to put it back in. I had to put in the glass piece after I put in the gauge. That way I can make it fit in. And because putting it all together and trying to get it over the steering wheel column, it was just a pain in the ass. So I fixed it. It's in, put everything together. So I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. There we go. So I'll give you guys some light so you can see a little bit better. See, yeah, not bad at all. Take the light off, and then when I turn it on at night, it'll light up with the blue. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Matches with that right there. Everything blue, blue, blue. I'm not gonna bother with this at all, because these are, you have to solder and everything like that, so no, screw that. So yeah, that's how it looks at night. Pretty badass. And then during the daytime. Alright guys, I hope you like the new gauge overlay. So obviously give the video a thumbs up, and then obviously also with the Aeroforce gauge as well. I'll put in the links if you guys don't know about it already. I'll put it in there. It's not just for Camaros, you can get them for other cars as well. You do have a drop down, you can pick which car you want. As far as gauge overlays, I believe they have them not just for the Camaro, they have them for the Firebird, but there's also other vehicles as well. So again, I'll put their link where I got the gauge overlay from, so you guys can go ahead and check them out. Alright guys, until the next Camaro video.